Hello, welcome to Encore. I'm Rochelle Harrison-Pless. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's film show.
Les hommes, ils trompent sans préavis et ça les dérange absolument pas. Mais il y a un truc qu'ils supportent pas, c'est que les femmes fassent pareil. Donc au final, il n'y a qu'une solution, c'est de faire pareil.
Ça tombe bien, vous essayez là. Je vous attendais. Voilà laquelle la caisse. Tout à l'heure.
Comment tu fais pour vivre si tu vends jamais aucun livre? Parce que c'est surréaliste de voir à quel point il n'y a personne.
Ça pas existe pour ce planète.
Now, here to talk about those films and lots more is France 24's film critic Lisa Nesselson. Good to see you, Lisa.
Hello, Richard.
Now, we kick off with a French movie, a moody black and white relationship drama directed by Philippe Garrel, L'Amant d'un jour, or Lover for a Day, premiered in Cannes and hits big screens in France this week. Now, Lisa, this film explores a love triangle, but not the classic kind of love triangle.
Certainly not. You use the term relationship drama, and this one certainly qualifies. It's a delectable wisp of a film about love versus desire and young love versus mature love. That about covers it. The basic premise could lend itself to either comedy or tragedy because a young woman who breaks up with her fiancé shows up as an emotional basket case on her father's doorstep one night only to discover that dad's live-in girlfriend is the same age as she is. 23. Now, Philippe Garrel, who was born in 1948 and made his first feature at age 19, has remained true to his roots with youthful panache. That said, it seems more than likely that someone who has never seen a French art film might wonder, are these people for real? This week begins a retrospective of 8 Garrel films dating back to 1968. So, in Lover for a Day, distraught Jeanne, the director's own real-life daughter, Esther Garrel, who is the sister of actor Louis Garrel, crashes on the couch while her dad Gilles and his girlfriend Ariane share a bed in the nearby bedroom of the smallish apartment. The premises do seem to have windows on both sides, and that's in case anyone wants to contemplate suicide. French movie, French movie. Ariane is always up for a quickie, as we learn early on when she and Gilles have torrid sex up against a wall in the not exactly romantic staff toilets. And for those in search of possible trends in French cinema, there are no fewer than 3 bouts of carnal ravishment in the upright position in less than optimally hygienic settings.
Very detailed there, Lisa.
Garrel and his cinematographer Renato Berta, shooting in splendid black and white, offer up a workaday Paris made of stairwells, near-empty streets, public toilets, Spartan bedrooms, cafes, restaurants, and kitchens. Let's take a look.
La première fois que tu m'as regardée, tu te souviens?
Non.
Tu faisais ton cours de philo. Quand t'as dit la philosophie n'est pas un divorce avec la vie, et bah tu m'as regardé, tu t'es arrêté juste en face de moi. Je sais pas, je me suis sentie complètement toute nue. Et je suis tombée amoureuse de toi. C'est quoi la fidélité?
Certains sont fidèles à des choses qui n'ont aucune importance pour d'autres.
Ouais, mais par exemple. Est-ce que tu sais qu'une femme qui aime pas son corps peut pas être un bon coup?
Ah non, tu m'apprends des choses.
Ça fait combien de temps que t'es avec mon père? Ça fait 3 mois. Ça te gêne? De quoi? Je sais pas qu'on a le même âge, toi et moi.
Oh, Lisa, how very French. Now, instead of glamour, we get a roller coaster of emotions, doubt, dismay, lust, and jealousy.
Sure, it's a French movie. And in keeping with the film's title, Ariane believes that there's absolutely nothing wrong with women casually sleeping around for the pure physical aspect of it, but she counsels that women who share her view should make sure their primary male partner is none the wiser when they stray. And we have good news. We know that Mubi, the curated movie streaming site, will open Lover for a Day in theaters in the US, the UK, and Ireland, but before making it available on their site.
Okay, well, Lisa, another French film out this week is Strange Birds from writer-director Elise Girard. And it's another movie that depicts a romance between two characters with an age gap of several decades. But someone's mysterious past has caught up with them and is threatening to stop the budding romance in its tracks.
I like this film about serendipity and how enigmatic you can be quite a bit. At her best, Girard deploys a deadpan humor of attrition, as if, say, Jim Jarmusch had a female French cousin. Nothing happens for a long time, then something happens. The same cinematographer, Renato Berta, here working in color, shot both films. And if actor Louis Garrel and his sister Esther are third-generation art house royalty, their late grandfather was an accomplished actor, Strange Birds co-stars Lolita Schama, who is none other than the daughter of Isabelle Huppert. And her father, Ronald Schama, has a fun cameo here as a bookshop customer who, shall we say, enters one way and exits another. This bittersweet comedy interweaves romance, literature, ecological concerns, and the eternal beauty of Paris with a light touch. Freshly arrived in Paris, wide-eyed provincial Mavi spots an ad in the cafe she frequents offering a studio apartment in exchange for working in a bookstore in the Latin Quarter. With no qualifications to speak of, Mavi falls into a position with pushing 80 Georges, played by perfectly cast veteran Jean Sorel, in his dusty but charming shop that has plenty of books but no customers. Let's take a look.
Ça tombe bien, vous essayez là, je vous attendais. Voilà quelle la caisse. Tout à l'heure.
Comment tu fais pour vivre si tu vends jamais aucun livre? Parce que c'est surréaliste de voir à quel point il n'y a personne.
Tu veux pas aller acheter des sacs poubelles, il y en a plus.
T'es un parrain repenti de la mafia, c'est ça?
Bon, je te laisse là, tu gardes la voiture où tu veux.
Mais j'ai pas encore mon permis.
Quelle barbe, on s'en fout.
Imprévisible, insaisissable, colérique, caractériel. C'est la première fois que je rencontre quelqu'un comme lui.
Now, a tentative romance emerges between Georges and Mavi, although the 5-decade age difference makes them both a little sad. Then there's the matter of Georges' mysterious past and the sudden increase in gunslinger-style men barging into the store. Newspaper headlines throughout provide casual clues to ecological mischief, while the film's references to other films are subtle and warranted. I like this a lot.
Okay, Lisa. Well, let's move on to a Romanian documentary now about one man's fight to keep his movie theatre afloat. Cinema Mon Amour shines a spotlight on the dire state of the country's cinemas, which are on the brink of extinction. Now, Lisa, you were just in Cannes, where films are shown in packed, state-of-the-art theatres, but this documentary reminds us that not everywhere has that luxury.
You could say that again. When I first heard about this documentary, about the manager of a movie theater in Romania struggling to keep it open, I assumed it was a small art house.
Right,
so
me too.
I was surprised when the Cinema Dacia Panoramique turned out to have more than 900 seats and an enormous screen. Victor Poricha, the intrepid fellow who runs there, first went there as a young boy when it opened in 1970 or so, and he pledged then and there to make the cinema his life. Now, I'm not sure whether living under a totalitarian communist system can be said to have any advantages, but it turns out that Romania had 400 movie theaters before the fall of communism and now has less than 30. Wow. The government used to own all the screens, of course, and when private enterprise entered the picture, they sold most of the theaters because they were in good central locations and the property was valuable. Let's take a look at Victor and his skeleton crew.
Tragedii se întâmplă în cinematografia noastră, în cinematografele noastre.
Și până la urmă ce faceți în Germania?
Eu mă duc să vedem un alt grad de civilizație. Încercăm să facem și noi aici. Rolul meu este să vă aduc în acest cinematograf și să mă duc la acest cinematograf să fie redat vouă, că e dreptul vostru social.
Nici nu moare, nici nu există, o să vedem.
Asta e viața, copilaș. Așa mi-a petrecut-o.
Well, the show must go on. What are some of the differences between movie-going experiences here in Paris, for example, and the town that's portrayed in this documentary?
Well, where do I start? Well, they can't really afford to heat the Cinema d'Assia, so they offer customers blankets and they bring them hot mugs of tea. And if nobody shows up for a movie, Victor goes outside and he offers 2-for-1 tickets to any teenagers who just happen to be loitering in the vicinity. By the way, this week is the General Assembly of a non-profit organization called Sauvons le Grand Écran, Let's Save the Big Screen, which has been a thorn in the side of craven realtors in Paris's 13th arrondissement for over a decade, and recently succeeded in saving a wonderful movie theater that was at various times destined to be a low-cost gym and a cheap clothing store. They just used the tools of legal protest to argue that the building matters, and they won. As long as I'm alive, this theater is not for sale, Victor says in the film. He's retirement age. He would rather play air guitar in his office or ping pong in the lobby than, as he puts it, walk past this building and be sad that it's not offering movies to the people. Movies are their birthright. Victor reminisces about how 900 customers lined up for the premiere of Titanic, and funnily enough, the theater that was just rescued from developers here in Paris is where the press screening of Titanic was held, and the film enjoyed a long run.
Reinforcing the idea that showing movies on the big screen is still a viable profession here in France, a restoration of David Lynch's 1977 horror classic Eraserhead is being re-released this week.
And an exquisite restoration it is. Not only that, a wonderful documentary about Lynch called David Lynch, The Art Life has been showing in French theaters since mid-February. We're at the end of May here, and there's a retrospective of his films on now. Now, Lynch, whose first film this was 40 years ago, is a completely original talent. Not to put too fine a point on it, he's an artist, and we say that something is Lynchian the same way we might say something's Hitchcockian,
right.
And that's a sort of mood-suggesting shorthand everybody pretty much understands. The Cannes Film Festival showed the first 2 episodes of Lynch's new Twin Peaks on huge screens, and even though it was made expressly for television, it was dazzling, shown as a film would be, and the sound design, the delectably anxious mood that Lynch creates, envelops you in a movie theater on a different scale than most people can attain at home, unless your home is, of course, caught in a surreal and threatening time warp.
Okay, Lisa. Now we'll leave you with a clip of Eraserhead. Thank you once again, Lisa, for being here. For more arts and culture news, head to our website and connect with us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Well, stay with us. Lots more coming up after this.